Yeah, hi all. This is Pradeep, and I welcome all of you to today's webinar. Of this is a webinar of training series on Smarten self-serve data preparation, and we'll cover various data sources and data types. In this, it would be a very brief, high-level overview. Can you hear me all? I'm just writing in chat section. I request all of you to answer that, just to check, if my sound, etc., is all well. I'm writing in chat section. Can you hear me? Okay, few more attendees are joining right now. We are just starting in a while. Okay, so let's start. So with me, my colleague Dhruv is there, who would be hosting and will walk us through, uh, data source and various data types in today's webinar. And Dhruv is manager customer success for Smarten Augmented Analytics, and he has strong skills in the area of data preparation, business analytics, and has worked with various projects of covering various industry, pharma, manufacturing, telecom, government projects, etc. A brief about Smarten. Uh, Smarten is the augmented analytics platform and it is listed in multiple Gartner reports, and it offers self-serve data preparation, smart visualizations, and assisted predictive modeling in modern BI or advanced analytics area. And it enables business users with no data science background to create, share, and use predictive models on their own. And this transformation is needed in current scenario where business users can transform to citizen data scientists, and that is a way forward. And apart from this, Smarten offers dashboards, powerful ad hoc analysis, visualizations. So this makes it a very unique offering, having traditional BI and modern BI in one single platform. So in today's webinar, we will cover creation of data source. So we'll give a very high level overview of creation with database, text file, Excel, XLSX, XML, JSON, Google Analytics. A little bit high level about R script integration, Smart and Insight, etc. And in data source management, we'll see how we can edit, delete access, and apply access right, etc. And some portion related to transforming the data types. We'll cover that. And Smarten is listed in multiple Gartner reports. These are some of the mentions of reports, and these are few of our customers into different industry segments. Smarten is a horizontal tool, so it can work easily in different industry segments for different size of customers. It is highly configurable, highly flexible tool, and it is self-serve from the inception, uh, starting from data preparation to visualizations to uh, analysis as well as advanced analytics. So it is targeted towards users who is non-technical and can do all this analysis and meet the requirement of traditional BI as well as advanced analytics requirement. And in this webinar, so we'll come back to this resource slide, but here in go to webinar sections, you can see there is a handout section. There you can see 3 documents are loaded there. So you can have Smarten concept manual, Smarten user manual, as well as this presentation of today's webinar. So it will be there. So feel free to download that, so you can use that as an additional resource, and you can refer those documents. And before we just start, just wanted to take a quick poll. Uh, okay, let's skip that. I'll just hand it over to Dhruv. Yeah, Dhruv.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, good afternoon all. So thanks, Pradeep. So now we will see like how many data sources we can connect to Smarten and how can we connect to the data sources. Okay. So I'm just logging into my Smarten in Smarten with my credential. Okay. So in the top of the so when you log in into the Smarten, then it will show you the Smarten navigator. So it is just giving us idea like we can connect to different files, database, or any other data sources that we are going to see today. Then we can prepare the data. We can like explore, clean, shape, transform, or blend data that we have already seen in the past webinar. Okay. Then we can do visualization of in the Smarten. So Smarten gives you the smart visualization. Let's say you just drag your columns which you need to visualize, and it will automatically change the visualization according to the data and according to your requirement. It is like that. Then there is an option of model and predict modeling is there. So it is giving us assistive predictive modeling in the Smarten. So in that we can predict the data. We have multiple algorithms for regression, clustering, etc. like that we can use in Smarten. And then we can consume the data into the various form like dashboard, crosstab, tabular, graph, geomap, KPIs, etc. So these many things we can do in the Smarten. So right now today we are going to see like how to connect to the data source and which are the different data sources are available in the Smarten. Please feel free to ask any question in between if you have any. Okay. So we'll create a new data source. So we'll go to menu bar, we'll go to new, and there are multiple options. So here we have option of data sources. So here, as we can see, we can connect to different file structure like CSV, text, XLS, XML, JSON. We have different databases available in the Smarten like SQL Server, Oracle, IBM, SAP HANA, Postgre, like that. And we can also connect to other data sources like Google Analytics, SAP, RScript, or Smarten like that. So we'll cover these data sources which we can connect. Okay. So we will start with the text or CSV file. Just select that particular data set which you want to create a data source. Okay. So data source is nothing but the connection between to your and your Smarten tool. Okay. So we are right now we are going to create the connection between your file CSV file to the Smarten. So we'll select that text file. So we can use text CSV or TSV any file whichever you have. Okay. Just click on next. Then we have to give any name of, let's say I'm giving name of the new data source like test webinar CSV. So data source we have created means we have given the name of data source. Then we have multiple option. I can upload it from my desktop. I can also upload that file from the shared folder on the server. We can also upload the file from the S3 server, Amazon S3 server, or we can upload file from the Hadoop file system, SDFS. Okay. So right now I'm just giving you example. I can just click on upload files and find that file in this particular place. Otherwise, I can just drag and drop it. So I have one CSV file. This sales demo is one of my CSV file. Okay, so I'm just dragging it over here. So that file is uploaded now. So here in the screen, as we have option of like first row is containing column names or not. Before that, it will show like it is success or failed file. So it will give the notification for that as well. So we can select the encoding format, whichever is there for the CSV. So right now it is a comma separated, so it is by default selected. We can change if we have any other separator like tab or pipe or space or something like that. So we can change that column separator as well. Then we have text qualifier. So right now it is as double quotes. Okay. And it is asking like column data contain multi-line values or not. So right now my data is not containing multi-line values. I'm just clicking on next. So it is giving me the preview of the data. So whatever are there in my CSV file, it is showing it here. Okay. So I can just verify and click on OK, and my data source is created. So now it is asking us for like, do you want to create new data set from this particular data source or not? So we are not going into it right now. So like this, you can create the data source connection with the CSV file and Smarten like that. If you just click on yes, then you can create the data set from there as well. Now I'm just clicking on no. So now we will see like how other data sources, like how can we connect to Amazon S3 server or shared file server. Okay. So let me show you to like S3 server option is there. So I will just select the text or CSV file, go to the next, and there is option of S3. Okay. You just need to enter your credential. Just let me give the name of the data source. So we just have to put the credentials. Just let me put it over here. So I put my credential here. I'm just clicking on OK. Then it will show me the whatever buckets are there on my S3 server. It will show it here. Okay. So I can select any of the buckets, so depending on my requirement. So I'm just taking one flight data bucket. So in that I have many files like flight data is there. So we can select any particular file, or I can also select the whole folder as well. So let's say right now I have selected a whole folder. Okay. The files from that folder, it will fetch in the smart, and then we can create the data set out of it. So I'm selecting a whole folder from there. So because as we have seen, just let me show it to you. So as we can see, like there are month-wise files are there. So in your case as well, like it may be happen like in every month you are getting a new file and you are putting into some particular share folder or S3 server folder. Then you just need to select that whole folder. Then it will be Smarten will pick up all the files from that folder, and it will update your data accordingly. So I'm just selecting whole folder. So it is giving us the error like few files are not matching with the same header. So two files are not matching, and two, as we can see, two files are successfully uploaded and other two files are not matching. So we can check those files and we can remove those files as well according to our requirement. Okay. I'm just removing it. And I'm just let me select a particular file. So I have selected two files, December 2016 file and November 2016 file. So as you can see, both files are successfully uploaded. So if I click on next, then it will show, it will give us the preview of the data like this. So like this, our data source is created. So from this, we can create data set and we can create any visualization or predictive, and we can do predictive analysis, or we can create dashboard like that. So these are the sample of the, so like this, we can create the connect to the C file or text file. Now let me show it to Excel file format. So I'm selecting Excel file. So I'm giving name of this Excel file. And let's say I have files on my shared folder. Then I will just select the shared folder and I will select the files. So it will give me the access of the my shared folder. So I have one folder in this particular shared path. So there are multiple files are available. I can choose all the files according to your requirement. Like I can select whole folder as well, or I can select few files as well, like this. I'll just click. So it is showing us like it is successfully uploaded. Yes. Okay, so we have received one question from the Rupal, like she is not able to hear us. So let me just unmute my microphone.
Drew, you can also ask question in chat section if everyone can hear. You can get the answer. So if it is most of the people are able to hear, it might be on some problems on Drupal side.
Yeah, hello, Rupal. Can you please check it from your side because others are able to hear us.
Type in there to Drupal asking asking to set
Yeah,
the mic and
yeah,
everything.
she is able to hear us. Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
great.
yeah. So we can upload these multiple files as well, or if we have the same data structure or metadata for all the files. Okay, we just click on, so it is just asking like first row context column names or not. So I just click on next and it will give us the preview of the data, like what time is there, event type is there. These many columns are available in my data. Just click on OK and my data source is created. So from this I can create data sets. Okay. And one more thing, so we have selected the shared file, shared server. So how can you access that shared server? So let me just show it to you. So while you create new data source, at that time it will just ask to select share folder on the server. And when you select that option, and it will just give you the option of the select file. So it is not asking us any path or path for the shared folder or something like that. So that path we need to configure at the admin level. So whoever is your administrator, then you can ask them like, please set this shared path or something like that. So I will show you how can you configure that. Just go to administrator. In administrator configuration, there is general configuration tab is there. Just click on that. Here it is. There is option of server shared directory. So here you can specify your shared path. So whatever path is specified here, so when you create new data source, at the time it will pick up this path and it will take you to that location. Okay. So like this, you can configure your shared server path. Now let's create data source from XML file. In the XML, we have one more option of HTTPS. So if you have HTTPS XML link, then you can just write it over here and you just select it. Then it will fetch the data from that your URL, XML data from your URL, like that. So right now I have it my folder in my local system. I'm just drag it over here. So this file is around 7 MB, so it is taking some time to upload according to the file size. Yeah, so now it is uploaded. So it is giving us the message as successfully uploaded. We can also specify the row tag, but it will it will automatically identify the row tag. So wherever there is a bifurcation of the row in the XML file, okay, we can change it if it is required. We just click on next. Then like this, it will give us the preview of the data. Like these many columns are there in my XML file, and like this, we are getting the data into the Smarten from that Excel. I'm just clicking OK, and my data source is created. Now we'll see the data source from the JSON file. So we are also supporting the JSON file as a HTTP as same as XML. We can take that JSON file from the shared folder, S3 server, Hadoop file system, or HTTPS. So I'm just uploading that file from my source, my local system. So that file is successfully uploaded. So we can specify the encoding format if it is another encoding format in your JSON file. So it is giving us a recommendation like this data in this format. You can change if you want to change the data format or what. So I can change it. So it is give us the sample data, whatever are there in our JSON file. So it can be in JSON file. We can have data for array in single column. That is also acceptable in the Smarten. You can just create one new data source from the multi-line data into single column that we can split into the Smarten data set. So that is also possible. So like this, we can create multiple data sources by file type. Okay. We do have many other options for the databases like SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, SAP HANA, Sybase, IBM DB2, HiveSQL, like this. So in all these database uh, sources, there is where we just need to give our credential, and that's it. Let me give you just one example of SQL Server. We click on SQL Server. We let us give us the name of the data source. So let me just fill this credential. I have entered my credential. Like I can give some description if you want. Otherwise, you can keep it as a blank. I have given the host name. It can be your IP or URL or anything. It can be your local host as well. It is a port name, port number. 1433 is the default port of SQL Server that we have used. This is our database name. This is my username and password. And you can also give other connection parameter. So this option is optional. So let's say in sometimes it happens like in Oracle or in any other database, your data is coming in another format, and you want to add that data into another format or something like that. Then we have to pass some external parameter into that particular database or something like that, so that we can provide it here. So we have already given one example, like you can give a parameter like parameter one equal to value. So whatever parameter are there, that also we can pass it here, and according to that your data will react. We can also give the number of we can also change the number of threads. So let's say if you have huge amount of data and you want to act it as a fast or parallel processing, if you want to do the parallel processing, then you can change it. So let's say if you have powerful your database and this Smarten server who is capable to fetch the data parallelly, then we can increase this thread as a 2 or 3 or according to your requirement, right? So that we can do. So once you fill your credential, and then you can test your connection. So like this, it is showing us that like connection is valid. So if anything is missing, let's say I'm just changing my username, then if you do the test connection, then it will fail like this. So it will not connect, like login failed for the user ROO because username is wrong. Right? I'm just changing it, and we can connect to that database. So I'm just clicking on OK, and my database connection is valid. So from this particular database, I can connect to I can connect to this database, and I can create any data set from this particular database. So like that, this we have many data sources available for the database, as we have already discussed. So you can also contact us like few like if you are using any other database apart from this database, then you can contact us so we can add that database into our Smarten, and you can use that. Then we have other option of Google Analytics, SAP, RScript, like that. So these many options are also available to connect with the Smarten. So let me just show it to you for Google. So I'm just clicking on Google Analytics. So it will ask me to generate authentication code. Right. So I have few accounts. So let me just access this account. So it is just asking like Smarten wants to access your Google account. So do you want to allow it or not? So I'm just allowing it. So from there we will get one code. So we can copy this code and paste it over here, and you can accept this. Then it will give you the account. So right now I have account of Elegant JBI. So it will give the Elegant JBI or Smarten account. Which account do you want to use? So in the Smarten we have properties. So if you have multiple properties, then it will give the selection of the multiple properties. So right now I have two profile in the Smarten. So I'm selecting my profile and just click OK, and my data source is created for the Google Analytics. Let me just create one data set from the out of this Google Analytics. So I'm just clicking on yes. So my data source is already selected. right? So I'm just clicking on next. So it is asking us to select the dimension and measure. So I'm selecting my dimension, like I'm just selecting my user type, or I want to see the how many users are there, how many new users are there. I can select sessions, like how many sessions are there, how many what is my bounce rate. So I just need to double click on my column. I can select any other social activities or anything like that. So if it is there, or I can see my site speed. So there are many options available. So we are just taking right now, we are taking these many measures and dimension only. We can also select the time range. So on from which date you want to see. So I'm just selecting any for from last 12 months. I'm just reviewing the data. So like this, it is giving us the preview of the data. So I'm just clicking on OK and my data set is created. Okay. So like this, we can create the data set from the Google Analytics. So this is also possible. So now let's see other data sources, like we have option of SAP, RScript, Smarten, Insight, like that. Okay. So in the SAP, so you select the SAP, you give the name, host name, your SAP router, what is your system number, is there SAP client, what is your SAP client. So you just fill your credential and you can test the connection and your SAP profile will be created. So we have this manual over in this hangout section of your webinar. Okay, go to webinar, so you can check that PDF as well in to know further in the detail. Then we have option of R script as well. So in the R script, you need to have one R server. You give your server name, sorry, data source name. Then you can upload your own R script, or you can paste your R script. Just do the server configuration of your R server if you have any. Give your port number. So we can select the multiple input variable, like what is the variable name in R script, what should be the display name, and what are my input types. It can be single value, multi-column, or single column value types can be there. Same way, I have to specify my query parameters, and same way I have to specify my output variables as well. So once I fill up all the details and I will do the test connection, it will be tested. Okay, then we can create data set out of this R script. So then we have Smarten Insight. So Smarten Insight is nothing but, let's say, in the Smarten you have created any predictive analysis, or you have used any predictive algorithm in the Smarten to create any Smarten object. Okay, so whatever output is there in your that particular object, that you can consider as an input for your next data set, something like that. So once you do the Smarten, once you select the Smarten Insight, you have to select the next. Then you have to select your object. So whatever object is there, so which objects are there. So I can select any of the object, like marketing optimization. So this is one of my object already created for the Smarten Insight. So I can create any data source from this particular Smarten Insight. So click on OK. So then, so whatever output is there from the marketing optimization object, that we can consider as an input for another data set. So it is like that. So we can use Smarten's object as the input for other data set. It is also possible. So like this, we can create multiple data sources in to connect Smarten with your different type of sources. Okay. So this is from our data sources, and we have one more thing of data type. So let me just show you like which kind of data type we can create or whatever. So we have created one data source from the CSV file. We'll create one data set out of it. So I'll go to new, I will go to data set. So I'm just giving my name of the new data set. Let's say, so I'm just searching for the data set. Okay, so which we have created. So this one is we have created like from the file or text. Okay, I'm selecting that data set, data source. So here we have option of like which column do you want to select for the data set. So right now by default it is selected all the columns. Okay. So we can uncheck if you want, if you do not want to use that column into your data set then. So right now we are just keeping all the columns checked. I'm just clicking on OK. So our data set is ready now. So once so whatever data is there, let's say we have data type is string text. So we can see on the top of the column name. So like T is a like text or string. These are our geomap column as a string. So these are string. These are the double data. This is my integer data. So these are, and this is my timestamp data. So like this, we are automatically identifying the data type from your data in CSV or Excel or something, any other file type are there. So we can do just right click. Let's say I'm right click on the sales quantity, and there we have option of transform data type. So we click on transform data type. So from that number, so we can only convert. So if I have input string as a double, then I can only convert it to string, integer, big int like that. So it can be, it cannot be other than these three data types, right? So I'm just clicking on integer. I can preview it. So my data will look like this. So 165.3 will data will comes as a 165 like that. So I can we can convert the data into my data set for this like it will convert into the integer data type. So my column is successfully transformed, and as we can see sales quantity is converted into integer. Same way for the date or any other data type. So we just go to that particular column and do the right click, and there is transform option is there. You can convert that data type. We can convert timestamp to date or string, so we can't convert it into integer or double, so it will not give you the option of that at all. So we can convert into date. So just preview it. So the original my original value is like this, and my transform values will look like this. So like this we can transform our data into my data set. So if you click on the string, then you will option of converting into the data, like it can be a date or timestamp or double or boolean or integer like that. So let's say if you have some data as date format, but it is considering as a string, then we can convert it into the date. Then for that you have to specify the format, date format. You just need to write any like dd mm whatever is there. So you just write it over there, and you will get the suggestion for that. So let's say my data is like this. and if I preview it, then it will give like my transform value is null because my data is not like this, so it can't be converted into the date form like that. Okay, so whatever data are available to convert into the other data type, that will show you as a proper format, otherwise it will convert into the null value. So like this we can convert the data and data type into our data set or in the Smarten. So yeah, so this is from our data sources and data types. So if you have any question, just let us know so we can answer you for that.
Yeah, if any attendees has any question, please feel free to raise that question in question section. And Drew, you can show the resource slide in the meantime.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think we have addressed the questions. We have taken that into this demonstration flow, and feel free to uh, raise any questions later on. If you can just, if you have any question, please feel free to contact us. And if you have any, specific requirement within the organizations, we can have a separate session for that. And these are some of the links. You can download Smarten from our website. It is available on AWS Marketplace also. And you can join in our upcoming webinars from webinar sections on our website. You can also see various videos on our YouTube playlist. So, and these links are also available in the presentation slide, available in the handout section alongside concept and user manual of self-serve data preparation. Okay. So thank you all of you for participating in the today's webinar, and we hope that it was useful to you. Yeah, thank you all, and we are concluding this webinar. Thank you all.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, have a good day.